Everybody, I want to hear you. Let's go. Come on. One more time. Come on. I like it from Akka on guitar. I can't hear you. Break it down. I want to hear that. Let's go. Come on. Oh, this is Zoom. I want to hear the man. Oh, this is Emano. Emano. Oh, this is Zoom. Oh, this is Zoom.
Yo, Amanda share your mamu. I do Emma Quaba at the back. No creme, Jimmy D. So, well, you say a word that day. No creme, and I had the air bro. A hands no crack, and I yeka. Say the assembly at sea and not yet be at home. And you may obey to me, Asha, in Facebook, Instagram, and I YouTube channels. Listen, more Eastern European countries. So, move to me, Asha, and Twitter satellite. And I say, Uncle from now. Mama afoforo so ensa kebi o share na o send o comments so na ye can kind amount fefe enwumre jimekwa asaya ye di jimedi ebro inner word of God construction company limited omo ye adanse ehuniama it ope company bi aboa na wetimi esiwo dan a obia ensisi wa na watching abe inner word of God construction company limited. Me am ti dwom search so me din ede Antonia Jifa Ifa. Ena enyumre so mo amene omo ebabe echeche nkomo ye nuaba Judmila Afitublu ono NDC communication team member or Germany afi pacha o ha jesona chia adofo maye.
Yeah, me nuaba Jifa, good evening. bede enchia kese pa efri Hamburg ha ema obi bia a ohwe ye enwumre yi megidi se obi a ho ye yeso ye ho ye pa wo akwantuo mu kodanda kakra ne adwendwen na aba beto Ghana fo nyina so wo akwantuo mu but megidi se emrepa mu no ye nyina no ye benya ye ho entiase ama yaso nso adwoyen bidinchia kese pa ekoma NDC fo nyina ewo efie ene akwantuo mu bidinchia ema ye executives ye MPs a omobo ejuma papa ena ejumaden ewo parliament ye san de ko enchia no ekoma ye papa ba akope omanpanyin dada owura John Dramani Mahama ene ne mpanyinfo nyina gidi se wo mo ho ye yeso ye ho ye wa kwantu ho menua ba gifa gidi se wo so ho ye
me ho ye pa yo medase yenua be ma ora MacArthur ono so in age name ama MPP ono so wo Germany enti e be kono so ne agentia MacArthur ma akaba
menua ba gifa meje wo so den pa na menim se nyame adom ho ye menim se nyame adom ho ye na MPP ene ye mpanimfo nso so no ye ho ye no kwasem ne se eniema tochima kakra de nanso no sebe mpanimfo si di onim kon no ono ne edini gina twono no ano nti sabre ya eye abanwa no MPP ne kraye no challenges aba eye global effect a esunsunsanso no bi aka eye Ghana nanso no sebe ye de hyewonsa na ye de agyaw nti ye wose utimi gina no na wo hwe efa kwan a betumi afa so atoto niema ti MPP mpanimfo gu so a ye toto niema ye hwe se niema betumi asesa ama eye oman Ghana ma etimi asre na niema nso etimi akoyi ama ye nti MPP mu de this time is a matter of coming to the round table, putting heads together, trying to find solutions to the challenges you come as a country. I think that is what is happening. Iti wabusa say hu ye de ma memfa akwanya we so na menchia eye omanpanyin Nana Adudankwa Ekufuado eni na bedi echire eye Dr. Mahmoud Baumia ena afin so MPP eye party executives nyina so mechia obi bia jifa wa ya we say ye prepare see a call for a delegate conference inti enhihye eguso a the coming weeks no saa dwumadie no so betimi abaso ama MPP apaw mpanimfo from be party nanim na going into the 2024 elections no omode nhihye nso ayede atokwam said the beya MPP ambitions say ye betimi break the 8 no eno nso betimi abamti nei enchia kese de koma MPP mpanimfo nyina oba Germany hanso a sabre ye koto aba no ye chairman fofora ye yi no Dr. Yamoa na enwumre nchia kese enko emfama no oni naboafo nyina enchia enkonfama omo nene mede nchia bema miankasa me papa Nana Boatin the communications director of MPP Germany ene enwumre nchia nkoma no afei so mechia menuanom age pene se na enwumre omba betena se na omuni akabom adi sa adwumadie emza adwenkyere no ebe free different angles ene ede aba nti obi bia waje pene se nenso oni e ba bedi sa adwuman so no mema obi bia akwa aba menua opon menim se sabri waje pene wo ba betie na wonso wakyere wadwen sanso ena Eric Jan Mugabe munyina mechia mo menua ke Asante obi bia wotie ena anwumre bia so mechia obi bia Germany hade bibia bokọ edi menua agifa ena anwumre yi so meka se ohun aye feyie pa nyame nhyira
yo medase yo ende ye checha do fu die na ye be ko akwa kofa wa from crack so ye ba yeah, the topics no say wa betu ho na yina yetimi atwe age afa ho mekọ be bia
yo abusiafo mo somfo na afia ko bi se wan peme na me kase mesimu nyimo sum na montamaso na montie makopi inner word of God building construction company so annual inner word of God building construction company so she yesinyame adwuma na she na wo dia koso minua ebadan siemu dia sumuda ne yabama dia na opese yenyema building works uprobi obeye carpentry amount POP, metal works, tiling, electricals, aluminium, fabrication, anal plumbing, bra, ni abesum we said you wisi penwo, said you wisi penny bia, ya beyama, ya titi yankofo ni wenya misrum, omunchi windio, no munya basabasanso, and now penny ama ubetumi dia siwudine, to set building blocks, stones, sand, quarry dust, pavement blocks, anase wood branian somo ewo nyamesuro eni nyamesummu she enkoma menuanu mamu wa manone so betina wo maye adwuma na diskabe mane abusuafo si enye japade ma na wo beba na wanya ne sede wo sipenwo aya na eya bebre itina mese fa ho bebo eye inner word of God building construction company so ayati free inner word of God ministry international asori abaye mreme beboa ye ne yabotne ne brem minua ne kire se enye na da bi ne yedenam eyi nyamisurom ene nyamisuro kwanso ene yede ba abesomwo obetumenwu ye wa akra anase asharebochi anase frɛ number we 0242 515735 0242 515735 anase 0203 755 066 0203 755 066 Freye niya mesomo ewo no kware mu medawase.
And Alasan, I think last month or so, he made another comment. And as usual, people will say that, oh, madam, you are above it, don't talk. But let me tell you, if somebody closes his eyes to damage you, there is nothing like you are above responding to such a person. That one day, I will not take it. I will also have to come out and explain myself. If that makes me a bad leader, fine. But I will have to explain myself. And I know there are descendant people on this platform who will listen and do their own investigations. The COVID fund came. I was given 50,000. Oh. My quota was 50,000 as a regional second vice. Then, who doubles as a parliamentary candidate for Sanargu? I had another 50,000 cedis, making it 100,000. Then the constituency were given, is it 200,000 or so? I can't remember. So I called for, and MCE was given 30,000. I can't remember. Then Chairman was given 20,000, and I think the other executives is 10,000, or was it Chairman was giving 10,000? But I can't remember. So I called them to a meeting. I called the constituency executive to a meeting, and I told them that fine, for me, I am going to add all the 100,000 that I am entitled to the constituency. Listen, oh, I am handing over all my 100,000 to the constituency money. I didn't ask any executive to add his money to what I was going to give to the women. I handed over the forms and everybody to the team, and we went round and we did the disbursement. The next step was, I have taken police station executives' money and I want to spend that money. My 100,000, not even one that I filled for somebody in my house. Not even one that I filled for a member of my team. Secretary, Karamba, Polo, Chairman, they were in charge. After that, their form and everything was not given to me. They sent it straight to regional secretary, and regional secretary sent it to Accra directly. So my brothers, where did I spend the money? When I even added everything, not even a peso I took from it. What kind of propaganda is this? What kind of propaganda is this? So please, let's learn to tell each other the truth. You may not like me, but when you are talking about the things I have done, talk about the truth. If you respond with lies, I will come back and counter, because I will not keep quiet. It is only a dead body that you can lie on. I will not keep quiet to say that, oh, a leader there, you don't have to talk. A leader there, you don't have to talk. A leader, you don't have to talk, and somebody is always destroying you. I will talk. I will talk and I explain to the level-headed people on the platform.
Is it also the case, na omanpenyi a woni ne adwuma na onye woni? Didn't he trust you?
He has to answer that.
You think he didn't trust you?
He has to answer that. I trust him. I trusted him.
But you don't trust him now?
Well, I don't have a relationship now.
A relationship with the president?
No, I don't.
Somebody you were campaign manager for?
I have, look, people get married for 30 years and get divorced, don't they? I have known presidents since 76.
76?
Yes.
In the case you don't have a relationship, I mean, you say you are not on talking terms. Monkasa.
Oh, of course, we don't.
You don't talk?
Yes, or time. But we've learned to go, media, I've learned to move on and go my separate
Your separate way.
Because at the end of the day, that is what life is. Me, I will never let anybody bring me so low as to hate him. I don't hate anybody. But there comes a time when circumstances make it that you go your way.
You have to move on.
You have to move on.
And for now, as far as your relationship with the president is concerned, you've moved on. We're moving on.
Yes, because the
last time you spoke with him, you don't remember, I suppose.
Not even I have not spoken to him over the phone.
Over the phone? No. Not even over the phone?
No.
Not to talk of face to face?
Face to face once.
Before
over a year ago.
Over a year ago. Before the communication, neighbor say or relieve off your post, how was it done? Face to face, through a letter, through a mail?
No. I was called by the chief of staff.
Chief of staff, Nefrel.
Yes, and said that the president said he can't work with me again. I said that's fine. Then I moved.
President and Kasa and Frel.
No.
Only one Kasa one.
No.
Yeah, mamu akwa baby any out here area about change our when that topic we discussing last week and topic I say say IMF aye kui eno kwane your solution say and I say before for it was say and as you betimi aye aka ho ye the e-levy e buy says ayenim says e-levy no fetch that much and I expect and I say in fetch internet yako IMF no and I say enka yanko IMF anka dem biom na ye betimi aye anke betimi assassin ye eno na ye discussing de enu abe mama kata
many of ajifa
metaya ma wakwa babiem
meje oso kese pa
we wa buy na tiswidi na ona over start asemi amaye ye bisa say I me friend no ye only solution ana
me da si bebre say enne mode saa asemi aba beto pono so say ye mra ne mekire adwene e wo ho question na obusa no say IMF eno nko ana ye the solution a ye wo as oman ana me pese me yi ano from two different angles. But to start with, my main concern as a member of NPP, I am very much disappointed. Say, And this is where we are as a country. And yet a group of people be and manage the affairs of Ghana. Na NPP, because IMF projections near the idea a buyer after Moody's downgrade Ghana no. We looked at an option a bit me amaya avoid IMF, and we share projections as a government. Now you share say e-levy one of the key tax component a bit me aboa amaya reki in revenue and ka mayenko IMF said ye enne aba abetu yen. Na the a woman said as a people we had options. Oshe ebra COVID yi baye ehun sensem ahochire de baye ni ade. We were presented with options because ade say na globally no ahochire wiase a World Bank kan ye and na afi so no IMF we ankra so de kan. So looking at said the niemasia COVID no, the effect of COVID no, most of the countries are struggle. Enti no ansana economic outlook of most countries nebetimi ayede aba esro a ebeye recognized no. This wutimi putu down certain measures obetimi dia generative revenue internally, and we were cautioned. The whole world was cautioned. Most economies are we are seeing now struggle no. World Bank caution ye, IMF caution all the world economy say which they because impact of COVID is so severe. And you know, as a government, say there are two options. Now NDC for proposal and they say abino enco IMF because of difficulties I facing. At the time, abino can say they will look at a smart way. You bit media generating internal revenue. MIN yanko IMF and I be avoid IMF. And now calculations, projections near the adina. Ehun say see the 11 ba ebetimi aboye apietimi nya a lot of revenue ebetimi dey a support to your budget amani emetimi ayede akoye. But where I am saying say me very much disappointed in myself as a member of NPP, and he said one, the idea of bringing a e-levy was perfect, but I think when the proposals and everything came up, in terms of implementation, we had serious challenges, and the challenges are stemmed out of the fact say opposition say if indeed projections are binary etimi materialize here sika abani benya no beboa ama problems no etimi ayede asolve ampa, and so resistance de ebaye intermediate fa we were supposed to implement e-levy somewhere in March, but look at how it dragged on. In terms of rolling out the policy, ebeye chimamenche ema huns and some dear nyina enimsem. What you say? Just a month or so ago, and yet me the pass e-levy, and after passing it, the expectation na abine wo projection na abine nyina no, we couldn't meet it because on say nkasa koye no ema timamufo no in terms of charges ne niema na ebekọ no amanfo bebre panic ye say no transfer ni ade was nipa ye no entimi anye de anko the we are na abine ye de epe. And so we have gotten to a point where what the government brought on table ananko nimse betimi areki in revenue amawatimi dia support budget na waye projections and waye to make sure see a better running government in a smooth manner and to me anye de anko banisa. So we are left with an option to go to IMF. And that is the option we have as it stands now. And to answer your question, say IMF and the only option I want. The answer in a way, yes and no. No, and it says Senkatimo for ati a NPP abayasi. And now omu ditu mu say, ahochira abano. Sabi enyem true mismanagement. And na ama yababedru baby a yedri. Nemum certain factors be a external. A free aban a watisui. And na ama na yede aba. And one is the COVID. And the other one, and so a Ukraine-Russia war na and we are in a global environment where you would have to do business with other countries, other economies. So whatever impact also, for example, in Ukraine, the same is impacting Ghana because we have business transactions with these countries. What you say? And you know, the IMF came in at a time Mefani said the expectation of the government, we couldn't meet that expectation. And at this point in time, Sisi Amenoka said, the government is in a conundrum. The government is in a quagmire. The only option available to us is seeking external support. But Mamin can say, say the comparison between the 2015 IMF any net IMF corner. One, as it stands now, discussions are ongoing. Yentimi NC in terms of benefits, free IMF. Though government now we are going for about $3 billion. But the whole thing is that yentimi NC jinaye say sasikani yen sabekan. But the woman say IMF na ye kono. Yes, ye benye sika free IMF for. That is for a fact. But the woman kasane say one. On say a bra Moody's a downgrade a Ghana no. In terms of our credit worthiness, about form. And so a bond market people feel say your economic outlook and yet better. It is not safe for them to loan monies to you. Until now, for bussing I was seeing Saka from the bond market near Timothy Ball Minor Brian saying a day and so it is an advice from these institutions and our government need to say and amoy. In as much as say ye kwako pay free IMF no yet any say ye nyasa kana ebema the confidence investors ebenya wo manum no ebesa show up the confidence in our country ebesa ye de akoso ama afi in terms of say ye betimi akọ abonten akọ pesika e de aba support ye budgetary allocations ni ade no ye betimi ye de enyeska. One, we need to get to a point our credit ratings a buyer a bit downgrade or minor in terms of our credit worthiness no a bit me bibia a bema that elevation I had aba now face elevation ne ba abran wudina bibi so into who kwa bontia kwa pesca e de aba be ball minor ho bra e ade say obetimi enya sasika no. Yes, you bring a free IMF for that is for a fact. But the main reason, and he said, in terms of our credit worthiness, abino, any bit me a benyam kakra, I'm yet me ide, aqua bonting, bond market, aqua kunyeska. Na, mini ejifa, wenum yina yababe drew hano. I just want to make this fundamental statement. Say, as a people, you see, we are doing something to ourselves. As a young shiny year, a break no. These difficulties, ebia ene aba ewo NPP abanso. And so people are saying, say, NPP abano is mismanaging the economy. But me, as a member of NPP, say ye can say obia mismanaging economy. There are certain factors I may look at. And so we share abai ba eye abemu and NPP ba bemu since 2017 edi besi ne eniema abenya ya bibia ni wonu ma ekire se eye mismanagement and akoso lead to this point. It is not mismanagement. So we 2015 ebra NDC echo eye IMF akope eye credibility from IMF na. At the time, na wontimi link sa situation na ekoso at the time no to any external effects, negative effects from the external environment. But ene obetimi atena se a link whatever is happening to us as a country, and not just linking it. It is the basis of our difficulties. One, COVID is one big issue affecting the global economy. And two, said MD Ukraine, Russia, and Tokan. And this is the fact. Enti ama ene MPP aban abedu baby a yedra yesi eko IMF akope sikadi ababeboa ye budget allocations na yetimi show up ye credit worthiness ama yetimi enya bosian so e de abo oman ho bra. Enti menu agifa MPP is in this quagmire not because of mismanagement of the economy as people are portraying and people are saying. That is far from that. And I can prove to you, say it is not as a result of
external factors. So, and Emma, the NPP IMF a difference from the NDC IMF, Nana.
Exactly. That is anybody or person or yet truthful. Now or person or the factors are affected on my Ghana, CCA, so the external factors the reason why amaya babedru baby a yedra and ye call IMF. And two, as a government, we did not think say going to the IMF is the best option for us. We didn't, because Osha, the argument was back and forth. NDC proposed the government goes to IMF. And at the time, the government thought, say, you bet me for a smart way. A smart means of generating a revenue internally. And I did levy policy near the buyer. But and America can say, man, I am disappointed because we could not implement levy in a way a bit me generated the income and answer revenue and yes, that is my disappointment.
What do you think that the government could have done differently in relating to e-levy? Then I was some bit then I commit me e-levy
to the best of my knowledge, I think on say would policy be say not at the initial stages no. Oshe enkasaya na ekoso na I believe say nanka ewo say aban timi ye broad consultation engaging stakeholders what you say to make sure people really understand the situation and the economic outlook is heading to the wrong direction. That I think say that should have been the stance and then say abide near the effort. No making sure say but we as a government we waited for the propagandists to throw in all sorts of propaganda. Or what I say ma timemufu adwen be ye almost say aban no eba beji omusika, and to some extent people were able to say even usika da account mukra na obekona na e-levy the cop. So most people, even those who are learned, people who are elected, who can read, write, got confused because explanation was not forthcoming from the government end. Engagement was not done. It was just at the latter part. And now community engagement. But at the time, now we share propaganda out from the opposition now. It was so dominant. It was so serious to mend those broken ends, difficult. So the government did well at the time trying to sort of correct those mistakes, but it was very late. It was very late. And when the policy was implemented,
e-levy and so kakra no omo back no omo re-strategize and I said
for now the implementation is done. Okay, I believe engagement should still go on because that is a very smart way of getting revenue. But the whole thing is that people have withdrawn from providing those services or for buying or patronizing those services because of kasaye the ekoso any intiasie bi anipa dodo na anye de enya inti asoman. This is where we are. Maybe suggestion is say as a government they should come out with information. Let your people know this is where we find ourselves as a country. We came in with e-levy. Patronage, very low. What you see now, e-levy, IMF will come with conditionalities. It will come with conditionalities, whether we like it or not. IMF had the conditionalities, baba. Some of the policies are here roll out, As a country, do we like to see free SHS working effectively? If that is what we want, then we cannot do that without paying taxes. That is where I think as a government, what's it me bedru? Na ye make sure say ye netimamufo no ebekasa na ye bedi nokre e di ama ye ho. What you say? But until say ye betimi ama omamufo na hunu say ye woni ama mienu IMF aye kon ye kojiska ye ba be hye free SHS bia obeye policy ni de na emom sika wutia de ma akwala bia no teso ma wofo nso nye de entua bi. It comes with a lot of dynamics. And let the people know these are the situations we find ourselves in. Where do we go from here? We in government, we are here to serve you. We are not here to serve ourselves. What I say? Oh, baba sum o mine munipa. Inti na namo bia wutu no. E what say ya namo a de sebe ebema nipa mo asetena ye de. Ayin han no. But setimamoni no antiasie na ekoye se upenchiremu kura nchiremu ma. It is difficult. It is difficult because as it stands now, reasons are they call IMF no. It has been out there. But how is the government projecting reasons in tia umujina so omoko IMF no? As it stands now, nobody is talking about why we are going to IMF. What I say, anything can be my expectation as an NPP member. Neseka by now, yes, the finance minister, etimi put to certain measures in place. Taxi people, not just communicators, because some of us we are not economists. What I say, ubinya economists, umbetimi a church, niemam amana from amani party as say. This is where we are. We suntin yejina yeko IMF. But as it stands now, that is not being done. I know said they are engaging IMF to talk about conditions near the day. That will come. But the point is that what are you telling the people in the country? What are they hearing from the government? What confidence would they have in this mover as a bank? That is where I have a problem as a member of NPP and more importantly, as a communication team member in Germany. The question you asked, IMF is not the only option. The other option, the government did its best to roll out a policy, a bit more generating income. But the people have not bought into that idea as it stands now. And so that is the difficulty we have. Which I think, government, should have done better by getting down to the people for them to know how important it is. Say, as a bank, you bet me generating income internally. Enti minua difa IMF, it is not a bad thing. Enya de say eye bad. Ebema yetimi anya eye credit worthiness. Yebetimi agina so de abo bosia. But I still think say as of mine bosia is not the way to go. We should be able to find a way yebetimi generate income internally. And this is not a problem akin to only this government. It is a problem of the country which we need to deal with, because NPP, everyone now, the next government, Obebano, will still be confronted with the same challenges because we have not restructured our economy. And so when external shocks like this eba, then we are so desperate, we have no answers to the shocks are a free external no eba. And for me, IMF at this point in time, yes, that is the option available. Yen take, but after taking IMF, no, what next? That is the question I would want to ask. Miamen penny for omudi abahinenim and making sure say and yema betimi atuto ye. The question is, yes, yebeko IMF, yebenya sika. What next? Sikane ba. What are we going to do? Are we going to invest in a Niema Ebetimia turning our economy around? I believe in my government. I know said that is what they would want to do. But the point is that let us be very, very careful how we proceed with funds be free a year IMF abano. Because it's the problem is not limited to only Ghana. That is a fact. It's not limited to only Ghana. But the point is that we have a peculiar situation I was here to dealing with. And for me, the entire Ghana, I have so dominant say, economy and the structure of it, the Gordonsburg economy ye operating it here. Say yentimi ansesa anye niema fofra na ye kasi ye be call this way dia ene aban be ko aban be ba minu edifa. These problems will still persist. It will still persist. Not because it's NPP that is in power. That is why we are here. Because NDC, they have been in power and we still had these challenges. And me, Nanka, me feel say, at this point in time, dear, NPP, we should have done better than going back to the IMF. And I am not happy as a member of NPP to see my government taking us back to NPP after taking us back to IMF after saying ye be ye on mine free IMF conditionalities mono because ene say conditions neighbor na affecting free SHSR, which for me it is one of the finest policies any government in the Fourth Republic are rolling out. Say be affecting free SHSR be hami be affecting one district, one factory, Juma Ekoswa, and there over 122 factories, Juma Afa Amanfwa, there are other policies about where they are tuja conditionalities neighbor ha bekana behame. It me feel say as a government we need to sit up and make sure we do something right.
Yo, meso meda se minya bema makasa. Yebe call you nyaba afi to blow horn so na ono se akwakoji adventure. Afi ma akwa babi.
Yeah, minua jifa meda se.
NDC kwa yanko IMF yanko IMF. Se yako IMF makuma to mo yemwana.
Oh, minua jifa ade ne the writings were all over the world. That yenim say ebeba bedru say because mfitiase no die tu omanpanyimfo nyina no wantie efutuo no na oka say ebia na opposition na ye ho no eno ena eye ya anase bibi enti ye ka bibia kire na wonje ntum minua bema MacArthur wa mama adwuma no enenwumre de aye easy amami because waje omomfo so nyina atum enti eye me de papa say wonu awu say ne mpanyimfo no enni amboa Ghana fo minua bajifa IMF no yenhwe International Monetary Fund no eye ekuo bi a eye ekuo bi a yate a yede boa amai emra wo mo akọ ahunhiehia mu eye wo mo aye ne se wo mo te sika eto ho na ekuro bi ehu kire na se ohun se de obebu na aban afa ohun se de a wo man no ebesi akọ afa na mo de ebedan wo mo a wo mo timi ekire wo mo kwan a wo mo mfa so enfan enhwe o musika semu na no yanke bi anhyem 1st July yete ho ena omampanyi nana adodanko Akufo-Addo instruct ni nua bema a ye finance minister say won kan ho no nye ahomboabo a na wo mayako IMF on starting ne IMF fo endi nkitahudie eno kra na ye gidi say wo mo ahye nkitahudie ne dadaada na kire se dia wo be ya wo beti ama amindful na ate no na adane akoye ne kodanda enti no emise wonya akukuduro kakra ofri kuro ni mu no na wo ma onua bema ediginemu meka no so no onua bema na edikan yakogina baabi akase etutu nanumutuo akase nya de a Ghana kromu ha de yenko IMF ne yenko china na ye kuro no ye kuro a ye wo bibia ewom ama okotu Bible quotations bi ekeka ho eno no mentimi hu se a producer sa video no wo betimi aye ne ready ama me amesro na wabo ama Ghana fo nyina ehu
but I can tell you as my colleague Deputy Minister said, we are not going to the IMF. Whatever we do, we are not. The consequences are there. We are a proud nation. We have the resources. We have the capacity. Don't let anybody tell you. Like when Joshua, Caleb, and 10 others went to spy on the promised land. And only 2 of them came to say that we can do it. And the 10 went around the community murmuring, you can't, da 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 da. We are not people of short sight, you know. And we have to move on. Okay? So let's think of us as who we are, a proud, strong people, the shining star of Africa, and we have the capacity to do what we want to do. If only we can speak that one language and ensure that we burden share in the issues ahead.
No, me nua bajifa wa wuhui said ya esiko ye finance minister yi ka se obedi sofo na yehu se sofo NAD enim prekumpe bibia cha se bibia wo beka bia no age wo the quotation na wo ba wa hye white se onim se Ghana kro ye nyina ye nyamedo ye Christians intino oba no de abedada ye or the quotations aba bedada ye yankasa ene agitu mu se ampa ye hwede a empanyifo yi wo mo beye o mampanyi adodanko Akufo-Addo amambuo na koye se papa a one ne matifie a utu ne fu bia wontie o kobobosia e de beto parties akese o kokobobosia e de efru private jet wo se ewiemu no bedware e first san say wo allergies enti no odware wiemu a ene wo pe enti say menua bema MacArthur catch me say IMF na yakono enye mismanagement then I don't know what he's talking about because untimi kan kire me say ubekwa kojibusia e de afa private jet it cost more than $20,000 per hour ye kaka untie eja wo ne wo matifie wo ma eni aduane a wo mu bedi wo ma eni school dan papa wo ma entare atete wo ma eyare a hospitals wo mo beko no empa eni wo ensuo timeto enyugu kolebu enso no eja with busia wo koje no wo de to parties akese num champagne akese etu kenke party ye birthday cake a ya tro ho e-levy ni nyina no eja ye kasa kire wa wonte afei wo de yakwa akodan IMF for no wo mo ba be kire wo mo conditionalities nyama sika wo me de be ma wo no nyama e wo se wo de ye afen so wo main flagship programs no and wo de bo ho asafo hene no eno en wo ebia wo mo beba behwe etwetwa sa flagship programs ni because de bia no sika fu sika monsa boss sika nim and so no it doesn't bring any impact into the economy. Enti bueno makata se wo se enya mismanagement nti ena ye ko IMF a minim dia wo pa kire but eye me de pa se wagye atum se NPP amamuo no mo anya de mo ankom anim mo score F enti no FBI F mo parliamentary candidates for no so say sika ye de ma mo COVID time se mo famwa na en sustain enyuma ankurankura enyuma nketenketen en sustain enye social intervention programs emma oni biefo a omugu Ghana no mo cheche sika no edi mo cheche sika no di media dia minu abajifa dia meka ne se denchem efri nsu ase bekacho se bomo sechi ewu a bomo chichi ewu a eni nechinie because oni ni nyina na tinsuo na se enti se parliamentary candidate anase parliamentarian aba abetu nenumutu akase ampa ye chiche sika ma wo COVID sika eba ya ye say yemfa nhye ankorankorafo nyuma mu ye cheche ma wo mu di ye de a menu abajifa who are we to judge ono an eka MPP for no ho ena waba beka se sika na ye chema wo mu di which is true menu aba menkom masemo so IMF MPP for my yeti ase se wa wo beko IMF bia no wa bon enti wo mu de enya de a wo mu besi wo ne wo mu besi wo chena ye nya ye vice finance minister deputy finance minister eba be gina parliament to nenum to say wow wo beko parliament kenejebon so eba be ede be pay so e ka say there bi omo nko IMF ne omo nko chena because abanya abon NDC abanya bon ya anya de enti ne yetimi edu IMF but no mu refi say sika yeman penyi Owura John Dramani Mahama kojije ye no wo ka nyema wode aya eye nyema yehu eye nyema ye nsatimika eye nyema me call Ghana me call ekofa Dubai na me say enti Dubai circle no okay enti ye can say Kaswa overpass ampa me hui me kofa Ridge Hospital new one Legon Hospital me hui me twemu me ko me krum segleme me ko me krum kwan no so ho segleme 9 me hui enti sika ye koje ne IMF no ye nyama yeti me pinpoint say ye di yese enti MPP aban enso eba beko IMF no but that notwithstanding IMF NDC for koya ND 2015 no MPP for sanko J extension MPP for esanko extende enti before no na omo di kan yako IMF dada but ebia no mo anya ne public omo ye ne public kwa ya adwen anko ho efise na ye NDC for na e wo so ye free so enti no omo digu NDC for abodwisem enti enne no the signs are there. Say no obie hu say MPP for muna mo pray say we have the men. Men no omo we MPP for muni ya no mo ayemfre ya no. Minu producer Mr. Ummo Kennedy Japan. Any vice finance minister finance minister ne video no mame.
Mr. Speaker, the yield levy is also going to help with the fiscal consolidation effort and reduce the debt levels of our country. And that also means that we are going to see an improved economic ratings and not returning to the International Monetary Fund, which is the only solution our friends on the other side have always preferred. Why don't you go to the IMF? Go to the IMF. We have shown that we have alternatives to building the economy of this country without resorting to conditionalities that will be imposed on this country. We will not go to the IMF today, we will not go to IMF tomorrow, and we are not going as long as the NPP remains in power. Mr. Speaker, looking beyond the e-levy, government is further taking steps to cushion Ghanaians against the hardship caused as a result of the twin crisis of COVID-19 pandemic and the Russia-Ukraine war. To this end, fuel prices are expected to go down by 1 cedi following the engagement between the Ghana Chamber of Bulk Oil Distributors, the Bank of Ghana, and the Ministry of Finance. Government has also taken some haircut by cutting expenditures, discretionary expenditures up to 30%, 50%.
But if I hear some people argue that we should go to IMF, any government that goes to IMF has failed. And we haven't failed for the good works that we have done in this country. You should applaud Ken Ofori-Atta. He's not well, but still, yesterday I heard them in war. All in the name of the country. Please.
Minua jefasa wa hu. This is say ayeko IMF no. MPP for betimi de omo sesi omo boa kase omo apase ana. Fail bi chen fail bi. Say last year what throw exams na wenya F na me ma throw exams this year na me so menya F ye nyina ya throw masa. Wo fail bi chen mi fail. Ana fail bi chen fail bi. Fail F bi aye F enti omo faili omo njintum said ya so ye faili ya jitu mu no aye so de akonwa no so boko e ma wo mo sa wo mo mra no wo mu no wo mu nim wo mo so mo no mo wo the men e na ba wo mia e na when the fundamentals are weak the economy will expose you say the fundamentals ni na ye weak no enti wo pese wo kire me say IMF na wo kono expose wa na expose omo enti no clearly munim men no Ghana for ena ekeka says economy ena oye economic wizard baumia economic wizard economy ena onu no nim economy chain wo bia na sa Ghana for ne na eka wo nyame na meka wo mo so mo kwa hwehwe mu no sa baumia home economics ena oye nye book mu economics. IMF since 1975 aboa amama eba in existence Ghana yako sorry mami take it since 1957 Ghana yako IMF. This is the 17th time yako. The last time in the year 2015 ena NPP Father Roma omo ended in 2018. Inflation say no MPP for Amayati say a little 30%, which is wrong. Economist or America Steve Hanke ubia atinidin or a renowned economist or Trey say no inflation it drew 40% and a little above that. But Ayana MPP for said omoya die omutimi e massage figures intino no mo maye hu the real state of the economy. Produce a chart na me de so me pacho say wo chart no from Steve Hack and pacho fachre na anase e writing no credit to Lao Silence Media me pacho fatoso maye hu Ghana inflation no akosro ama say no uye hu hwia enye yi ye dollar rate no na 8 cedi says to $1 say no akosro yenka pound ni euro no kra se no kra enanchen na if GDP growth no rate no there be me pacho we ne beba later we ne COVID-19 chart no we ne beba later sa chart we beba later a little GDP rate no 80%. Anti-inflation no abasro about to the extent say na yeso yenye producing country Yen produce bebre say before I cry na ye produce nyaman kakra cocoa ne ade no and then the farmers ni nyina omu nya fertilizer crampo no mo de but this problem started long way back yamma ye ni anko ho time wa NPP eba befa akonwa ne tena so and gradually agriculture started say a declining but because say agric minister enenam minim baby a okoye ni savvy enenam eno say or the 100 Ghana cedis ekodi dwa etwetwa photo bi ba betu Facebook but a man no mo wodwom no percent say no ukita body ukita 5 cedi kra wan hwe ya body ayede wo fufu unya one finger say menu abajifa me pacho meboa ka no bi ehun say meboa because Ghana omo na yeti bibia so a ekoso yesi nyama boye dokno a na yeton 1 cedi 50 pesos na ene dokno no o to dokno a dokno ye 4 cedis ebi ye 5 cedis ene woko kenke boutique a megidi sa wo beto dokno 1 ball of kenke for 10 cedis se mu de mu ho to Europe ho de a ene dia ye no UK no e was amusumu ye bi say no Prime Minister Boris Johnson wa resigning enti yeso ye besre nana Ado Akufo-Addo say entempara no ekrase maka nso menwe 2 years yake nanka boko obetwa so amaye na amaye kasa no ayetietia no no nso no oda watimi ada nanka honorably no na wa resign because
IMF na abina akwasensie eno enkwane ye solution ana senka bibi foforo ho ankom betimi aye
minu abajifa abine mayete yase say o maye 2 options yentua e-levy dia and omo de ye beko IMF ampaniampa edane struggle ema minority party in parliament Emma almost struggle for some months now. Ampa omo yusu omo veto power etimi de pass e-levy no. Yenim kwan a omo fa so omo members adwa safo eni Ghana but then omo nya kwan a omo timi raise up to their numbers. MP ba ku ye oyari yenim kwan a ofa so no so timi ba parliament eba beto waba. Maji e-levy atum ena forgetting say e-levy no nipa no ono no pe ena ode ni sika ebekwakoto mobile account mu emra bia nchichire ne say wo se oja ni sika eto mobile account mu but how does a government project its ending on somebody's pocket enye juma untimi enforce nipa ne say chinchina wo sika na da wo wallet ni mu no eno na meba bete wotas na manfesika bia nkoto wallet ni mu e obe de nyeska so you can't run an economy on a hearsay or think or speculations enye juma enti enkrofo no momo agents ne ya ye disikafa mobile money nyina obi ase minye biom so how do you get that revenue and now no and no more bebo mo no mutu ka say almost 30 no estimated funds of about 600 million now mo hwehwe no omunya 50 omu ka say 60 million but eno kra ne yekokọ hwehwe mu ne yese 54 million and estimated funds no mo hwehwe they couldn't get it and enya de omu benya so because day in day out mobile money declining falling it's taking a free fall into nyadia sa revenue na omo target no omo benya so into omo my options say we either opt for e-levy and now say we should resort going to IMF ena moamu mpenyifo na nkasa begina bedwomu ka say enya de a omo beko IMF enkwasiafo ne ko IMF omo ruli elmaya omu nimhwe no omu no muko IMF sorry enti no onya de omu beko IMF ene china ya wo ho a na yete se omu beko IMF ampa ni ejitu mu say okay ene say no IMF na mo so makodru ho no mujitu mu say mo so sadia mo ka say nkwasiafo ne ko IMF no mujitu mu ana the Amibisani say economic management team na omote with 6 or 7 solid economic tough machos, economic messiahs. Dr. Bawomianka Sababe Jina Hobubo Womudin, economic fantastic team. Womo wehin. Where are the men? Mr. Producer, who was our video no? Fantastic team for no. Mr. Osawo video na bomber me. And it turned out to be the usual propaganda by NPP. NPP for Nima Memu. They know nothing about governance because say udim say one manage wo economy ye and na wa kasa wotna se na strategically wotna se hu say way anyway na the revenue beba and what say wo train kra say ubeko IMF ana say ube folly on incrofosa ube robbe from their sika omo ye adwuma de agu omo botom meanwhile no woma wo mo adwuma ma omo nye momo nkakran nkrofo eye no a omo de nya omo sika no eno enana we omapanyi wani abre say ubetiti omo tax but Ghana for ayade pa omo se yenkoye ye kire yenkasa bebri but ye be ma silent treatment eno ma redraw omo sika free momo nim.
NPP also say one year say nkofo yusu nsi ayentini ente tax no a positive thing.
Me patro me nua bagifa wo ma me adwuma ma menye ntimi nkyere me ade a memfa me sika nye me sro so wate ase sika me ama bre a menya wo ma one me wo say free education enkola hwe say the free education nete enkola be go school 2 months and I say 1 month no ma ba betene fie 3 months omo betene fie within that 3 months no awo for na was yetimi occupy enkola no until then I have to pay steady fee for sankola no it I say oh ye me papa na wo san bomasum efechiri wo drabonten a na wo ye me papa wo force me se me nsre but ye ba bedru fie a na wo mmia me ye ba bedru fie na wo mmia me how so beka say o mankola akọ school 1 month na we fidi omo be fie omo ba betene fie 3 months na mmia makwa kotiti memoriam e de sika eti omo ka progressive free SHS NDC for kan say nyabotre free SHS and education to any level biano important and the right of every child entino free SHS no ebeba but yenya ne progressively afen so no womo wo sika a womo betimi atua no let's allow them to pay so that sa revenue na ye benya no yemfan support ne omo a womo ni sa omo ni sika a womo de ebetua ama womo mana yemfa sa sika no and support omo then we are going to gather funds pay for the teachers enye no senke ne teacher for eco strike entino NPP government na kasano say misplaced priority from the word go almost started amambu na kasano almost they haven't got their priorities right bibia wrong NPP for a disappointing nipa
Yenyaba afi yebeda say
yenyaba jifa wa mama nka me point in view
me 3 minutes for summarize all points na omre no aso
me pacho you mate at this point the American say NPP for omayade so on say omapanyi mahama ote opposition crowd on say oruli e opposition asem wo ka kire omo say omo nko IMF no eye omo di so omayade but oman no omo ntimi govern years say their NDC for ebetimi govern no o kan asem bi sanso so o ka say omo ko IMF ni wi a omo try na afa finance minister no honorably resign a omanpanyi Ekufuado e was ogina to say bema na afa otimi sake ni nua no because ono no dey abedru sam pempensu IMF kono and it's not a child's play yet yakobi efrimu Mona Muse Mubetimia, any idea of minor Shemusim, at dainty na more sign, Amaya Sanko Yechi, and just a that under MPP, the day in, day out in the country, no, it's retrogressing. Enye ye, entino se muntimia, Miss Remo, Ubesori free, Akunyano so, ye won crofwa, womubetimia ye, or my penny mahama ye pipen. Shenyama within 3.5 years, utimi ye, eya no murefi no mu measure, or my penny mahama with 8 years. At a mills, Yankupon Fanny Crancy, or no, owu ye fufia to ata. Emma ne teme kaya no, or my penny John Dramani Mahama, ebedi, and no crane just about 1 year. Ena, or my penny Mahama, so enya 1 year, but MPP for the Casade, and nada, and na enumuja, eba dada Ghana for, Emma, omoton, womo. Colored television, ekoto black and white TV cry and testy. I've remote and count. Ena omode ebe 2 or manpenny John Drama in Mahama efri akunyaso. Ene baby a MPP 4 amambu ede Ghana ababedru. Minu ejifa wo de me sorry so na wama minu amaka ataba. Na ene de mehu se waji atom. Wonu ankasa mehwe ne kasemu a onya NDC a anka obeba but ebia na ne mpanyimfo no na wosro mo ka kire ne se ma ne nsuru NDC de ye gi obia ye nya yiyimu enti no ye wie program no na se ohwe na obeba be join ya he is welcome why ye beje no me da se
You yes, that's you better your comments. I shall for at the Sunday and the most comments no it awesome pan so you better be the about Kubakona. It's me, I can kind in na kama. Yeah, for your first comments in this way. Yeah, first comments if we Patrice Gia or say NDC all the way. Kofi Ifa or say Ghana Bernie. Ghana Bernie. Muli Ras or say please Mark have seen news in UK. Okay. Patience Zach or say greetings Jifa and your team watching you from Hamburg. Please tell the MPP guys to also promote their women communicators. Okay. Yeah, sure. Someone taking that into notice. Next time, Beba. Tom Nutako or say, let the exchange of facts begin. Yes, exactly. Mami Poke, I'll say, watching you live from St. Louis, Germany. Good program. Yeah, that's it. Awal Fahad or say greetings to Jifa and your team, particularly to my senior say Arthur. Quaflex, or say MPP has nothing to offer Ghanaians. Let's vote out this party made up of thieves. Bennett Konedu Yadro or say good evening guys. I expect an interesting discourse today. Greetings to you, Jifa, and your guest, Miss Lioness to Glow will be on fire as usual. I couldn't do any one but all say online and sign it. Ojuku Kojo upon another panelist say or I say NDC is not an option when it comes to government. The current economic situation cannot be managed by party without credibility. Okay. Bring home or say I love the show, very discouraged and informative. I'm watching from Warsaw in Poland. I will be watching this channel every day. Yesterday I watched a guy from South Africa and he got a lot of potential. Okay, yeah, that's it. Alfred Puyoli or say why is MPP why MPP still cannot understand that Ghanaians didn't and don't want the e-levy? Is this arrogance or cluelessness? Wazi Abdul, a nice interpreter. Mr. Michael. Okay. NDC Diaspora Union will say, how on earth a nice gentleman like you coming on air to defend this incompetent government? Watching you from Holland. Okay. Nanata Frimo or say, please ask President Akufo-Addo to resign. He is too incompetent and useless. We are really suffering in Ghana. Watching you on YouTube from Tatali in northern Ghana. Okay. Hey, Frederick Charles, or say MPP don't have the men. That's why they are struggling. Patrick, your mom said they have the men. You can't come in and good their animasi. No. Kuntinana or say haha. The MPP man is wanting to defend his party. Akufo-Addo has lost control of Ghana. Watching you from Poland and YouTube. I would like to be on the show one day. Okay, so we are sending or information. Emma, link we are giving contact. So, and I said at this moment, you can send it, and then we will get in touch with you. Hey, Frederick Charles, we will say MPP love to lie too much. Okay. Brain Palm Boys here. So this woman is too good. NDC today, NDC tomorrow, NDC anytime. Is she married? My eyes they inside pa. Pachoba be ya normal. Okay, okay, next comment. So Shai Sango or say IMF will be a double trouble for Ghanaians. Okay. Kofi in Tibuatin or say Brainpong. I think he was replying to Brainpong. Okay. Next comments. That's all. A while Fahad, okay. Ghana's GDP dropped from a growth rate of almost 14% in 2012 to as low as 3% in 2016 under the NDC, the worst performance in the history of Ghana. What worst performance occasioned the decision to seek support from the IMF? What is, however, different about MPP is the fact that we inherit a growth rate of 3% in 2016 and moved it to almost 7% in 2018. Sadly, we had health crisis in 2019 that affected many economies, including Ghana. So far as the decision to seek support from IMF is concerned, I think that message was not complete. Kojo Podiko similar, stop the propaganda and face facts. Your party is very weak in terms of governance. Okay. Bennett Kennedy or said during the same period in 2016, giants like Nigeria, South Africa, and Kenya entered into recession. The reason is that there was a fall in global commodity prices, and Ghana being a net exporter of primary commodities, we suffered the blunt. Okay. Freddie Akoli Cluse or say alive and watching you from Danso Man. Okay, that's it. Zor Prosper or say if NDC was incompetent, then MPP. Okay, next comment. So say any comments we could be at the na yebeko akako fine second topic. Now your second topic now you discuss yes teacher unions almost strike or almost call ye strike dates almost call strike almost say almost call because of almost condition of living allowance almost friend cola kola nti e na omo cheshe mu asetena mu ayedin amomo nti nka government no ana aban no onhwe omo asetena mu na onfa emomo onfa so omo ase kakra ebetimi abo omo a omo asetena no ebe easy kakra amomo nti ende okọ schools na school kola ne de omo ko school ne pepepe na so teachers ebetra de no eni ho omo wo ho nso no etete ho a chese classroom no my imagine say omo nko no makofa chalk ene dust bia akwa kochre hwe egu board no so ene ebisa say kopem da ben the Afibia teachers go strike. Afibia teachers go strike. Ekosi da ben na omei I say buni e teachers so say if let's say omo demand say omo ye no na unreasonable. Ekosi da ben na we ebetwa so. Ene na ende ye hwe. You know mama kata.
Many Bajifa Medasi say was a mama queen, but before meba this particular topic no so no say minua ba me hu ni dino emu oduma me kakra nti mesre na on fanche me hunu ba on fanche me prefer say me friend Mela. I think say no and I say me friend Tuglo. I think say I'll be comfortable mentioning her name in this manner. Say me sama me kan no, she took certain things to a propagandist direction, which I think as an NDC member, a normal so obey sa. Say when ya butre entie de na me yede me kan. Yes. I will say we set target for us. Me snappy. The attorney said, as a government, we had options, okay, and the options no able to or man for any, and in our mind, the tapes are boy in no, she wanted to prove a point. Say ye can see call IMF, and ye call IMF, but when ya butre and all the communicators, people who communicated those situations and I say who made those statements no when ya butre NTO especially the finance minister or can say if we are only going to burden share the problems and I say the difficulties we are going through as a country, he gave a condition what I say, and as a people, as Ghanaians, you feel say we are not going to share in the burden. So we are refraining and I say we are drawing ourselves away from the revenue. So it's a choice of the people in the country. Our choice is not to pay taxes. That is our choice. And so when we make choices as people and the effects are coming against us, I think, sir, yes, the people leading us to the promised land. But as a people, we cannot also exonerate ourselves from blame because no country in the world can prosper without paying taxes. Oman is based on tax payment. And I'm so surprised. Say Miniaba Tuglo Enyaji say e-levy did not work. And so she's happy it did not work. And that is what NDC is all about. And sometimes they forget, say, when things don't work, it is not only NPP members who are going to suffer. NDC for also Ghana for so when the heat comes, they are affected. And it is so sad. Say we are not thinking Ghana, we are thinking party, we are thinking NDC, we are thinking NPP. What is here? And then the ordinary Ghanaian is the one that is suffering. And you know, those of us in politics, please, when it comes to issues that concern the country, let us think Ghana. Let us think the country first, not to think of party. Because the NPP ain't me and ya. The truth of the matter is say, Sabi, NDC and never solve Ghana problems. NDC is never an option. They have never shown to be option solving Ghana problems. And so for me, going forward, let us look at as a people, you bet me. I always talk about restructuring our economy because with the current situation, a woman need here, any slight effect, a year external, baby piano, a bit affected because on we are not a net manufacturing country. We don't manufacture a lot of things. We are net importers. We import a lot of things. And when you go to the world market and the prices are up, you cannot come to Ghana and say, Makota Adieno 5 CD, Medibabeji 1 CD or Ghana. It doesn't happen that way. And she also made a point, say, MPP, we retrogress. I think Seminiabako sent the message. In 2012 up to 2016, Ghana's economy was growing at 3.4, between 3 and 3.4. Since we came from 2017 to 2018, thereabout, now you grow around 7%. Economy that is growing around 7%, we'll see a retrogressing. Even now that we are in crisis, no, we are growing at 5.5%. Miniaba, I think say you need to get your facts right. NPP, when we are in government, Ghana every IMF conditionalities. What you say? And the situation we find ourselves, no, problems are here, woman, NDC for when we come. This will be the solution. You bet me, a minor freeze, how IMF. And I am quite discount. But NDC Nibian to me, any alternative idea bia. All that they suggest is going to IMF. That is all the solution they can provide as government in waiting. And for me, that is very, very shambolic. And it's so shameful. Say, the alternative government, I hear when him say MPP and me and solve problems. I'm about dealing with that situation. No. You have no ideas. You can't profess any idea. Solve your problems. So for me, we are Ghanaian. Just know, say yes. Now the situation is a bit hot. We agree. We as MPP members, we admit, say the situation is hot, but we have what it takes to turn things around. And I believe, say you call IMF ni nyakakra na your credibility ever so near to me from the bond market near the show up your budget allocations near the idea. Things will turn around. And for me, I would prefer say Ghana for better say no. It is not bad. It is something that if we are all to buy into it, I'm yet near revenue the amount about on mine hobra. So levy, it's for me a good thing, but implementation, FAC challenges. We need to re-strategize. Near to me, about money, my day. Omamu for son tiasie, taxes any teacher of mine. So long as we try to avoid paying taxes, we should expect, say, the problems, it will still persist because we can't conjure any magic to solve the problems. Kakra na ebeji no, enu ni ebetim di achichire o man na mana yede. Ayeyi. Intimi na ejifa no hu kakra meka enu no. But there is this one last point I want to make. Minia Tuglo, you are a very beautiful woman, but this issue of Nanado ejare wo wiem, I think it's a bit low. I think that is because this doesn't happen anywhere. It misrew memfa sa propaganda we say no so enye your means of communication. Nanado nkotena wiem enkojare say wo allergies and so this wiem no kojare. Meaning about for me this one there a below belt. Misrewa next time no mesre say sa asem no obechaso because and yet that is what it is. That's not what it is. Me dasi baby enso elho. Na mame enka teacher for asem no. Me when it comes to teachers, I am always saddened because I feel say in Ghana, I am part of this profession. Me a teacher ni. I'm a professional teacher. So when it comes to teaching and its effects are ewo on mine both positive and negative. Me feel say as a country we have not dealt well with teachers. I won't say it is this government. If you are to go into the records, statistics, Ubongu say Abanwe in terms of protecting the interest of teachers, Abanwe abon humodin pa. Abanwe abon humodin because Obekai from 2013 to 2016, na yemfa teacher ni bi adwuma. Not only teachers, the public sector, there wasn't anything like recruiting fresh members. All what was happening was replacement and the ecoso. But since NPP abai over 200,000 teachers have been employed. Over 200,000 teachers have been recruited. What you here? And you know, for me, in terms of adding up to the numbers of teachers to make sure say the educational sector no ebit me ejina no aban we ayede abon homode. But the truth of the matter is say over the years as a people we have not dealt well with teachers. And for me, I always feel sad. Say a teacher would teach for 30 years, 40 years. Now obeko fie ne end of service benefit will not even be up to 15,000 Ghana cedis. But somebody goes for a meeting in a different sector, just a meeting, the meeting allowance will rake in as high as maybe 20,000 Ghana cedis. Just sitting for maybe 3 hours, 4 hours in a meeting. As a people, we have not done the right things in terms of looking at the various sectors, making sure say the national cake, is shared equally. So for me, if teachers are going on strike, seeking for cost of living allowance in these hard times, I think it is well deserved. Though say abaino ewa ahuchiremuno, I would want to stand with the teachers in this circumstance. I would want to feel for the teachers because miniaba so we share even when we talk of increasing teachers' pay on yearly basis. Ebia oberheni akwakofa 14%, 5%, 4%, 3% increment near the amount teacher for. But other sectors they are receiving as high as maybe 25, 30 near the other percent in terms of increment in their salaries. 80 for me, it is a very difficult situation that we all find ourselves in. I would plead with the government, say, Abaino and Shena o engage teachers because teachers, you need teacher for a year. My Ghana over the years. It's not now. It can date back as far as I can think of. What I say. And for me, it is very bad. If we want to develop as a people, I think one sector, I was here, the education sector. And when you talk of people even who are holding high positions, without the impact of teachers in their lives, they couldn't have gotten to the point in leadership taking a decision for the country and taking decisions in certain key sectors of the economy. Teacher for here support, teacher for here cost of living allowance. For me, they deserve it. The government, though we are going through difficult times, should sit down with the teachers, find something to support teachers, to cushion them. Said you be a teacher for so bit me Ghana, we have not dealt with teachers, and in this instance, though it is going to affect the government coffers, I still think the teachers are calling for what they deserve, and the government should look at where they can cut certain corners. They need to cut some corners to make sure say omo etimi enyet kakra dia support to teachers, because the payment teachers receive is so symbolic, so abysmal. Let me give you an example. You see, and so we call even to the education sector, a graduate teacher. So me deba ebia euros. I'm not sure any graduate teacher now receives even 300 euros. I'm not sure. I don't know that for a fact. But at the time I made me free the teaching service. At the time I made free one. As at the time now my gross is around 2,800. Now ya tetia with the loans near the idea ubeba benye be 1,200. What I see. And so we'll share 1,200 in there. My dear sister, 1,200 is just a meager amount. Ebia enru be 120 euros cra. And that is the situation teachers find themselves in. The teaching profession in Ghana is treated with disdain. It is so bad. It is so bad. And for me, as a people, this is one area of our economy. Teachers will go on strike almost every time because they are not treated well. Condition of service for teachers is so bad. It needs to be looked at. Government upon government have not looked at this. They need to do that going forward. Then one other thing, Minuaba, so share a kwanya yen salary structure no is tilted in a way a idea was ye shen ye pass or mine because so be cotna parliament for 4 years. Yes, we could take a decision for the Omaino. Now, every 4 years, or GS Gracia. Every 4 years. And maybe the current speaker, a example. He's been in parliament since 1992 till date. Which means every 4 years, be our GS Gracia. Why are we doing this to ourselves as a country? For me, I've never bought into that idea of paying parliamentarians every 4 years that amount. Meanwhile, when they are serving the country, they are paid. And the recent issue about up a year, the recent issue about up state one when if we see almost so many of us obey me kakra. What I say, almost to about free, almost so yes, gracia. We have misplaced priorities in terms of dealing with the financial situation in the country. Sectors are what you show me no mutimi titin kwala eman kwala ni timi benyini beyam penipa ebo omano brano. We are not looking after them. And the teachers are called a year strike seeking for cost of living allowance. Abino entie omo abine ni omo ntanase no ni omo kasa no mpe bibi enhye omo nsem because in these hard times dear the teacher deserves to be given some form of support, to be cushioned. Said the bear almost so abrabom near my bit me akoye at the amount. Many about the family that's it.
Miss so medas mini of Mama Catha. You're about a fit to global ho.
Many family waha.
If it's said, then I was saying it's me a year a teachers situation one said a fibia or mutimico strike no. Then there was a fan one way NC and NDC Sabi. Say almost so much strike because of their cost of living allowance. Cost of living allowance no if I say at the moment some conditioner you Mrs. If I say a mom cost of living allowance and I said then and there was say it me yena way end to be
Medasi Jifa answer meko question so no MacArthur Misrel enyame na meka se Ekufuado edware ewiem or allergies one of Moami ministers no ene bekaye Honorable Intifo or say Omampenyi justifiable say or very freshen up ewo wiem ebi ana osi ya na oko meeting bi enti no e was all freshen up enti na omoje sa standard of you can say luxurious jet no ema no enti e ho ne de enye me na me kan ye Omampenyi ma yete ase se oba obe protect public purse na obe protect public purse no ye hu say I say dia ye de kenten na e konsuo holes loopholes bebre ewo na mamuonim enti nanka ye expect se ko bae no ko be strengthen yama up ama sebi te se teacher foi aketue nanka akonanim akonkan kakra teacher fo eye nipa bia menuaba megifa me ne wo ye mienu ye te he ye fa teacher fo nsem e free enkolambre mo abesi sesemri me gidi se woda so sua de me so de bia me sua de program yansa me ba so kra ne me sua bibi de bia nso me san de bibi ko ni nyina teaching enti teacher for de nka omosombo papa emo oman esan se obi be ya omampanyi a ofa teacher for nsem answer wedru mpempenso bi doctor for lawyer for obi afa teacher for nsem enti omo edise se omobe pre cost of living allowance omo to ne din kola no obe teacher for aketua eno living conditions nothing to write home about ye de compare baby a yeti a enkolanto to fe wakro omko school teacher for ehwe no aketua a womo je no me ba krom hafoforo no na ye me say na me dwesa na me kosua teaching me kochre ade enso kakra adult education enkofo bi me chromo English kakra edru maybe na me jaye na yensi a teacher for form ewa bruchiri yensi teacher for form krakra wa bruchiri enti se wo hwe se dia Ghana o mampanyi krati mi gina ho eka se wo di teacher waketua wo soro na teacher die expect se wo benya aketue bia ekire so bia enti se open edwuma papa bia ya jai teaching no how so mampanyi obeka sa asemu ya kire teacher for teacher for ye nipa bia nkade bia na e wo se ye motivate omo ye she omo nkran esan ema omo hu se omo sombo emo man no enti wo maketua no ebi nua jifa teacher bi wo ho a onya minjindi se teacher bi timinya 1000 Ghana ana se 1500 Ghana ebi amekrama can too much teacher ni a wo kire ade ama wetimi abeye bibi eno nko ade o mampanyi e wo so ye hu bibi se 2 years time o free so a o mampanyi John Dramani Mahama ba ye tu ekrafo no ne yesa tu momonefo ye be catch Roman Penny John Dramani Mahama ono so teacher for na ketua no omodin no nya hu bibi enu nti na mrebi or this single spine ne ba ye na teacher for na da so no o mintimi hu se o mampanyi ba ye wa betwa bibia mu a enu se no megidi se na nka na eboa teacher for na kakra because aketua no ekọ soro kakra ma wo mo na se a wo mo strike se teacher Nagrat Nat Tewu ena CCT omu nyina no maka bom omu beko strike no afi public service workers nyina no mate se omu nyina get ready omu nyina omu ba beti esikrum abeye strikes akese pa enti se condition no enenye ampa oma voice out ye best Roman penyi we die wombo modern no wonye bibi fa ho ewomu se IMF aba ama ahochira aba but sika womo de ma vouchers nkrof member ministers for no anase government workers etimi edekwaji fuel no ye best no onte so Afen so no ne workers no so no obehwe no wate so deputy minister, deputy to the deputy minister, deputy to the deputy minister ni nyina no wontete so adoso na afen no say sika no on channel no wontimi emfa nkọ baabi e fata na teacher fo no womo tete nkola na womo ye daache no enu ehu hia chain say ye de beye parties akese ne ya de afro wiem hyen akese ye besro mampanyin o mampanyin Kufuado won momoden a on ka bibi enkyere teacher fo no said the COVID-19 ba ya de bia no oye COVID-19 update no won momoden a na won kasa kyere teacher fo no me gidi se Ghana fo de kaya asem nya den sa o ka ebeto aso mu won so mo benya botrama no won kyerɛ mo said ya won emre dodo a won ntwen enkoduru ansa nyama beye ye megidi se womu beji atom onkyere womu se oye committed to their cause na untimi enye hwe han a teacher for strike teacher trainee for so beji asom nurses for so lesi omu boots a womu so enche womu beti esi kwan strikes no ebedoso kra chendi ayehu na nse ye ya arise Ghana for enso titi kromi eno Ghana fo nyina se won so womo bromo kwa hunhie mu etika honorably no na ko mampanyi waba no wabegina empienso na waka kire ye se ebia mema dia mo ikomu nyina no mehu mate ase moma memre kakra metoto nyama but we nyina ye hu hwe enti eno kra no agitate nipa no mo eme hu se ase papa yi nyama ye na se nsem aye keka no enhyeda mfa no ebi obi wo ho akasade said onu anim kasade no so oye ho ade dada na dada nkakra ode dada ye ode ba ode besi akonwa so anka 2 years ya kai on sheda on momode no won kasa nkire yin kasade teacher for no megidi so makoma beto omyem but na mom enye kasa kwa on momode na won kire wom at least sa for 4% increment no emwa because ene ohwe said the anyama esi prices esi eshutu akosro na teacher ni o man 4% increment sorry edien what be family of about 4 teacher waware ane ebia ne mamienu ne mamiensa enso ne bebia onu so na wa sacrifice akosua de ayese what de betete nkola enti ehọ ne side ne de wo mampanyi momode a na wo hwe emma teacher fo no ye besre no onye san so a wontoto adwen won frefre empanyimfo nkukudamfo a womo adwen ekọ anim ekọ nkan na womo nkire no kwan a womo befa so minua be maka say NDC for ye ba na propaganda ye kan ye nkire solutions bebrebe a yama abesi nnei maka atade bio na wo pese ye sanka ya kyerɛkyerɛ munyama e wosam ye ena still ana ase munhu so eno nti ne ye ka se munhu so a ene mu sore so na ya ye mra na ya ye nim kwan a ye befa so a Ghana na ebe ye ya ye bi pen se na kwa se mu tietire mu ye ade no mu anye ne ye a mo se mu ka bibi ne yenye ne sa mu na mu se mu betimi aye enti no munye me hwe you have the men enti men na mo wo no mumfo munye adwuma no enye sa nso de a honorably no munyina mun resign enye ade ebi nsi dani ebi esipen egususi mo resign a honorably Ghana fo obi hu se mo aya ade na afi no yes mra ni emfa Ghana embassy good track so menu abajifa medase
Yo, yada yenua ba afi ase se ye beji en closing submission na ye de jumedien every year nti yenua be mama kasa pacho my closing submission.
Me dasi bebre de tie ni say and the topics are odimaye no I think say the issue about Ghana going to IMF no I have already said it say we never wanted it as a government that was not an option on the table. And audios and now videos are it was very emphatic. Though conditional, we were very sure in our minds, say IMF was not something on the table at the time. But I don't say a break anymore. The effect of the global crisis, is said that the policy we thought could help us generate revenue, it did not work. And you see, when you are confronted with a challenge at a particular point in time, though you might have made certain comments based on what you saw, what you knew at that time of making that statement, it got to a point I was so timid and rescinded with decision. What I say, and as people in government, you who say yes, the outlook I knew at the time, the name say you be call IMF projections are making no be interested you be call IMF, and then about the drew pointer you call IMF. We are going to IMF for a reason. The reason is that we want to gain that credibility. Yebenya abetimi aboyam yetimi access loan facilities and that will elevate your credit rating global environment. What you say? We are doing our best to make sure yebenya credit worthiness gather enough resources and enough money so Ghanaians should have faith in NPP. We have what it takes to turn things around. And for me, dear Emame Enije, and he said, we still have 2 more years to go between now and 2024. Ghana for ankasa behu enhyehyɛ a ebetimi ayede ato akwan mu a ebema abrabonu mu ahenhan ama nipa ho atono ama niema projects eseni so say second phase of Tema interchange. It is something that we are projected best starting in September. By November 2024 na ya dey say ye views our project and for me that is why I say NPP is going to IMF not because of mismanagement, because say mismanagement policies are and we cannot be managing the policies as it stands now. So we call the road sector railway sector what you say it means Ghana for NPP will turn things around. But to end abino any a teacher for internacy na cost of living allowance ne dear me a teacher ni me teacher for bread abino and so masne me da si bebre
yo Miss Sumeda Siminia Bema Makata ebe call Inuaba Afi so hona ya jeni closing submission in Inuaba Afi pacho or ha my closing submission I am home.
Yo Jifa Medase yeah be sorry so no MPP for 88 hospitals are Omanpenyi Ekufuado ka say wo besisi no besi ne menim se bi etimi abaso a agenda 111 ni nyina no ye hu hwe se no menuaba Makata or say aka 2 years there be enye 2 years 1.5 years because ye drew 2024 ye be a campaign no yentimi fa nyehwe ye se ye besi uso a anka ye hye agro beson so a ene anopa enti no agenda 111 a ye hu hwe no IMF asan abeka ho no eno no edien pa NSC no wo mu betimi aye wo mu ntimi nyehwe se meda obibia se muji bre ehwe ye na ye nyame pa Ghana ye besa fa ye ntoma pa efra Ghana for munya arehyimu ewo NDC for aban mu ye bompa ye se 2024 ye na ye nkata ye ni ema ye nsamfa ye kon ho biom ye nyina the elections will be won at the polling station next election ne de ye ni eda ho kan enti no ye beda mu nyina mo ase se munya bre e de ahwe ye nyame pa next week no ye besen hia mo menua be ma MacArthur said the amaka no you are very very much welcome into the NDC family ye beje oponso ye beje ononso se ononso ba menua be ajifa have a nice weekend why nyame Israel next week no nyame ya doma ye besen hia
so Miss Medasi. Yeah, for 1 or 2 comments ever na ye dey edumedi every no. Na share sunshine or say upon all this you want another chance. Hey, why are politicians like that? And that's any giddy. I won't even vote again till I leave this earth. Chiaka, you guys are all the same. Okay. Zol Prosper or say go girl, hits them on point hard, okay. Freddie Kluche or say please let's speak the truth to power. Ikufado has failed, period. Bennett Konedu Yadom or say, frankly speaking, teacher and monument in Ghana is very bad. It is sad that the teacher who taught president is most likely to work throughout his lifetime as his salary cannot buy him a car. We need to have a very deliberate conversation about this topic. Okay, here for your last 2 comments. Jasper Kujo Adama, so Makata, how can you campaign for free education and then abandon teachers? Imagine buying a Lamborghini for hundreds of thousands of euros, but you can, I think so, see, you can't drive it. How can you be so incompetent and clueless? Abba, fix the country now. Hashtag fix the country now. Okay. Tom Lutako also stop the joke. Over 200k teachers employed. How many teachers are in Ghana? The NPP must be an undercover NDC. Okay, you very last comment na NDC. Zol Prosper say, Massa, we are here in Ghana, feeling the hit. My brother isn't another cracker. Okay. Yo, yadamunina assese mo sende mo comments and mo suggestions. Emma yen Mambo J Bre Eshayan, someone to me answer mo comments na say the munina so as say somebody to me a J Bre Eshayan. Madam panelists, Yunya Be MacArthur, Ena Yunya Ba Jude Miller. And so as to say omutimi ejibre ene echeche nkomo a yetimi ede bre mo ye papa in say mu kama better me producer so as Mr. Set adi say ono so etimi eboaye ema etimi di jumedi in ebrem. In a word of God construction company omo ene eso ya say edi jumedi no ebrem ye better omo so ase me ameti mitina jo mutechia me din edi Antonia Jifa ifa. Well, you send a creme ready, aha, any church, a drink a papa, and say blue. And see now what you send, then our side, Kunya, at Nasi, Ashay, and Kamakamana, in Yenaya to chain and Komo, a boom. And into Yakasa, no, dear, not ya cram. Now what you send, then you be saying, Isha.
Question that you have to ask is how can global phenomena skip Cote d'Ivoire and all the surrounding countries and only attack Ghana? How? How does it happen?
We expect that growth in Ghana will be robust in the coming year, 2017. We are forecasting growth of 6 to 7% in 2017 and potentially higher in 2018. This, of course, comes after a very low growth performance in 2016, among the lowest for the past 5 years. We were able to meet with the new government. This was their first meetings of the IMF and World Bank group, the spring meetings. This was the first for this new government, during which they presented the President, His Excellency, the President's vision for Ghana, and also the goals for the new government, which is to make Ghana the most business-friendly country in Africa. We welcome